want better for y'all.
I don't think enough people are saying this shit.
These are just our ideas.
Maybe we should all be a little bit more self-aware and a little bit less delusional.
What do we know?
What the fuck could we possibly know?
Hey, look, get your shit together.
But let me stay focused.
All right, and welcome back to The Reason They Should Have Never Gave You Niggas Microphones. I'm Lolo.
I'm Bitch Shae.
And this is Let Me Stay Focused, the podcast. Ooh. I want to say something that occurred to me, and I want to make sure, I don't even know which camera to look at, but I want to make sure I say it. If you know me personally, this woman here is not your girlfriend. Stop asking me where the fuck your girlfriend is at. All of you.
Oh, we.
Thank you. Thank you. It's out of hand. It's out of pocket.
Wait, who be asking that?
I would have to pick one out of the more than one people.
Oh, we. Interesting.
This is a PSA. Thank you.
Thank you.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well.
People fussing. That's my girlfriend. That's my girlfriend. Actually, she's none of your girlfriend.
Well.
Tell them.
I
say
would.
Something to them.
I would, but I have absolutely no idea who I'm speaking to.
Any of you are.
So if y'all want to make yourself known, I mean.
Now, wait a minute. What I said was say to the people.
I mean, if y'all want
Not
to.
their girlfriend. In the camera.
Oh.
Even these people on the live.
I don't have a girlfriend at the moment.
Whose fucking side are you on?
What?
The side of people bothering me? That's whose side you're taking?
No.
I'm not editing that pause out of the podcast. I'm not
taking any side.
I'm your friend.
Actually, I do have a girlfriend, y'all. I do. So I'm sorry.
Don't come up to me about this anymore.
Yeah.
People are not bothering Big Shot Shae calling me their girlfriend.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I'm just being bothered.
Stop bothering Mo, y'all.
Please. Please. I should call some of y'all on the phone, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to wait till this episode comes out. I'm going to clip it. I'm not even going to post it. I'm going to send it to just y'all. I'm going to put you in a group. In a group chat. And when you look.
I'm
sick of it.
I'm flattered.
Don't let that encourage you.
But yes, don't be encouraged.
But what the fuck do we start the podcast with?
What we're watching. So I'm watching. So I watched a few things. So there's this show on Netflix called Rhythm and Flow.
The show with Cardi B?
Well, she's not on the second season. But yeah, she was on the first.
seasons were really far apart, isn't that what
Yeah, it was like
years.
Bro, it's been years, literal years. Like I didn't think they was coming back with another season.
Oh, because Lotto's on it now, right?
Yeah, Lotto, Ludacris, and fucking DJ Khaled are the judges up there now. Big Sean was up there. I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know if that was just a one episode thing, but it seemed like he was up there for more than one episode. But I could be mistaken, because they do have like guest judges, but he wasn't given guest judge. I don't know.
Maybe he just doesn't have guest judge energy. Maybe he just takes up space in every room he's in.
I feel like he was alright. Like, I liked him up there. But yeah, so I've been watching that. They got rid of this girl named Dono, and she was dope. I'm mad they sent her home. I do feel like, the girl that she battled, her name was Detroit Diamond. If y'all want to, look these people up. And I feel like Dono should have won that. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. Also, I've been watching the piano lesson. Well, I watched the piano lesson on Netflix as well.
You're playing the piano?
No. It's a movie, and it has Samuel L. Jackson in it. It has Denzel Washington's son. I think his name is John Washington or something. Yeah, he's in it. And it's about this family who owns a piano with like sentimental value. But the bigger story is like, or the moral of the story is, people be holding on to shit that's really holding them back. And yeah, so that's it for me.
Y'all need to let it go. Let it go. I've been watching videos on anti-intellectualism. Just real bad. Like anywhere I can watch them on TikTok. And I was like, I don't feel like this content is long form enough because I don't feel like people are talking about anti-intellectualism enough. And it's just been bothering me for the past week. So I've been on YouTube, like listening to people on YouTube talk about anti-intellectualism. And it's just really interesting to me. Have you seen any of these videos or like what it's about? So basically like anti-intellectualism is, how do I put it simply and not offensively? Just basically like people who can't keep up with you or don't necessarily know what you're talking about or don't have like they can't keep up with you. Instead of like, I don't have the knowledge for this conversation or whatever, they just kind of tell you to shut up. And this is happening like on a large scale. I feel like I posted a TikTok video recently and just like, not everything is a think piece. Sometimes some things are just like commentary or whatever, but people are like actively sort of like speaking down on people who are like critically thinking or thinking deep about things. And so it's bothering me really bad, but nobody cares. Just like, sometimes it isn't that deep, but sometimes it is. Like, I posted a video about Wicked and how one of the characters sort of is a really good representation of white women's allyship, to be quite frank. And people are like, she's a fictional character. Like, that's where the thinking stopped.
Right.
Be that as it may, nobody makes art for there to be no commentary,
Right.
first of all. Second of all, what I'm saying is the point. Third of all, if you don't give a fuck, don't interact.
Yeah.
But it's like the need to tell people who are having like deep or analytical conversation to stop having that conversation.
Yeah. I don't know why people don't just keep scrolling or, you know, like you said, not engaging if you don't care. But I do think it is like you said, like using Wicked for an example. Like, I mean, even if it is a fictional character, there's a point, there's a story, there's a lesson. Like, people's not like you said, people are not just making art just for the sake of it. Like, there's something behind it, there's meaning behind it, and that's up to people's interpretation. Everybody's not gonna have the same like feelings about it, but if you just haven't seen it or you just don't understand, then that's a you problem,
right?
Like,
but I don't think that they understand that they don't understand. Like, they don't know that that's why they're having the reaction they're having, which is like, I want this conversation to stop. Like, that's what they want, because who would think to themselves like, I'm out of my depth here.
Yeah. Shit, I mean.
Oh, and when I connected it to like Ariana Grande doing something similar, people were like, I like Ariana Grande. Okay, but you should like be able to admit that like, because you like Ariana Grande, you're ignoring this larger problematic thing that's going on.
Yeah.
But instead they just were like, she did nothing wrong. They don't understand that they think she did nothing wrong because they like her, which is also the point of Wicked.
Yeah. I think a lot of time people don't realize like when they're being biased. Like, I very well can understand when I'm being biased. Like, and we're actually going to talk about that. But yeah, I do feel like, you know, some people just not smart. And I guess it's like, I don't know if it's more so like people not, and we kind of talking about this before, but like people not being smart or people just not caring enough to like try to understand, like, because even if you come across something and it makes you feel away and you're like, I don't want to see this shit, or I don't care about this, or you know what I'm saying, like, why are they even talking about it? Like, it's like you got to ask yourself, like, why do I feel this way? Like, why am I so,
why am I having such an adverse reaction?
Yeah. And if you don't have that, then I kind of feel like you really can't talk to those people. Like, you know?
And they hate when you're like, yeah, this conversation is for critical thinkers, so I'm going to stop engaging with you now.
Yeah.
They're like,
It's been plenty of conversations where I felt like, yeah, I don't really think I'm equipped enough to have it, you know, to speak on this or to, like, really have an opinion or, like, you know, some shit I just be like, okay, well, I don't know how I feel, or I might feel away, but I don't know why, or I might, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I kind of just refrain from, like, even going into, you know, diving deep in those waters. I'm like, okay, I'm not I'm not informed enough for this, so I'm just gonna, you know what I'm saying, instead of getting mad at somebody and being like, oh, well, you need to shut the fuck up, I will just go and, you know what I'm saying, maybe I'll find out later, or maybe I'll do my research. Like, it depends on the situation, but yeah, some people just aren't intellectual.
So, and the fact that, like, it's one thing to not be an intellectual, and then it's a completely different thing to be, like, anti-intellectual. Like, you don't want these conversations to happen, whether you're a part of them or not. So that's been bothering me, but I'm glad that there's, like, a word for it, and there's videos I can watch and media I can consume and things that I can look up about why it's happening, because it's concerning, because a lot of the youth is very like that. Their response to everything is, it's not that deep, and sometimes it is.
Yeah.
And so,
because they don't understand, or they don't realize.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't realize, like, how much, like, certain shit that, like, has an impact, and they just don't be caring, or, like, they don't really try to, like, I feel like almost everything has a meaning, really. You know what I'm saying? Everything happens for a reason. Everything is a message. Like, I feel like I'm one of them type of people that'll try to find a message behind whatever it is I consume.
Yeah.
So, you know, but I feel like I am open-minded to majority things, but, like, or most things, but, like, sometimes I can be like, shit, I don't care about that. Like, and then, but I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to, like, tell the other people, like, oh, you don't, you know what I'm saying? You don't need to have this conversation. They can have a conversation. If, like, you truly don't care, then you won't care.
Right. So that's what I've been watching.
That's good. I love YouTube because, like, it's just so much shit up there.
I really enjoyed, like, I just felt like I wasn't getting enough from, like, short TikTok videos. Like, I really needed someone to get into the weeds with me. So I was glad that those people on YouTube are doing it.
That's dope. Shout out to YouTube. So what we have next?
You did your what you were watching, and I did one. So
I think I fucked it up.
You think so? I don't think so. I think lyrics and lessons. It's me, right?
We didn't do Hotep.
We didn't do honorable either. Damn.
Oh yeah, I'm like, damn. I think
I would have been like, why is the episode 30 minutes?
Oh, all right. So
fly out the fucking studio. That is funny. So I have honorable mention actually. And I have this message from Yanti Tia.
Hey.
One thing to Rick Ross, what would you say to him right now? I been that bitch. I done took all your bitches and niggas, all your friends and your job. You on slow motion, ho?
Damn.
And do you know why she's honorable mention? Because I don't believe Rick Ross hates this woman. I think that he wants to hate this woman, and then he sees videos like that, and they're hysterical. And he can't help but be like, this bitch is funny.
This bitch is crazy.
And
that's
they
probably
act
what
just
he be
alike,
saying.
too.
He probably be saying, this bitch is crazy.
And they probably be talking to each other.
Yeah, they probably talk to each other just like that. Like,
he probably laughed when he saw that.
I wonder, though. I kind of do. Because he seemed like he don't give a fuck, but you never know. He might actually be pissed.
I don't think so. And then when she be like, and Renee, his sister, I don't know what the fuck Renee did to that girl, but Renee be in it. But it's just, she just cracks me up.
I'm weak. And I was when she cussed out Netta, Miss Netta, that shit was funny. Man. And then there was some other lady doing like maybe it was a Jamaican. It was somebody had called and was like cussing her out, and everybody kept saying it was Tia, but nobody really know if it was her or not. But yeah, did they get banned off of TikTok?
Who?
Miss Netta and Charles?
I've been seeing a lot of discourse about them, but I don't follow them directly, so I can't keep up. And I think somehow I got knocked off the train right after like the BET Awards and Young Tia cussing them out.
Right.
I don't know. But you know what? I haven't seen them recently. I've seen a screen recording of them.
Yeah, I haven't seen them recently either. Thank God. But I did see somebody saying today that they was that her account, Ms. Netta's account had got banned or suspended or something on TikTok.
You can't get up there fussing with people every day.
I'm weak. So I have Hotep of the Week. And we kind of talked about this last episode, but this week's Hotep is Spotify. And Spotify is this week's Hotep because, you know, regardless of what people say or feel about the whole Drake shit, I do feel like he has a valid reasoning for the lawsuit. I think the allegations surrounding the beef are true as far as them conspiring to like I don't know what beef they might
5
have.
million of those plays is me. So how's that possible?
It's not the fact that I don't think that the plays are legit. I think the plays are legit. I think they are blatantly forcing it on in people's face. Well, I can only speak for me because for me, I'm not really feeling the whole.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Drake.
I'm weak. I think that's a whole nother story. This is not necessarily about Drake, but it's about what he's saying like they basically inflated. I don't know if he said I'm sorry. I'm not informed enough for this conversation. but but what I will say is from my own experience, I have been on Spotify and literally every playlist I go to, Kendrick is up there. And
it is where was mine.
And I think it's weird because why is Kendrick on the R&B playlist?
Because that Luther go crazy.
It wasn't even that song. It wasn't even Luther, and it wasn't the shit with
Just love me.
Yeah, no. This nigga ain't never been on the fucking R&B playlist.
Love me. If it's 100, I'd rather you trust me than to love me.
I love old Kendrick. It's this new shit that I'm not feeling, and I just want them to stop fucking.
Okay, wait a minute. Cosmos X5 is in the Squabble Up video.
It's not that I don't like the music.
Hey, no.
I like some of the songs. I like some of the songs. I like some of them I don't like. It's just I do feel like I'm literally like they're literally forcing me to fucking listen to this shit, and it's like.
Have we considered that perhaps Drake shouldn't have treated large groups of people with power, money, and influence that he perceived to have less power, money, and influence than him? However, still a lot of power, money, and influence like shit.
I mean, we can say that, but I still don't feel like that's the point because they don't do that with anybody. Why they're not pushing anybody else? Like, why is it literally like only happening with Kendrick?
You don't think that this has happened before?
Maybe with Drake. I will say maybe, they have probably pushed Drake music.
Because I think they did it during the Meek Mill situation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe they've pushed Drake, you know what I'm saying, his music, but I don't feel like Drake and Beyonce, I can say like they probably, you know, overly promote them on Spotify. So I can't say, oh, like they're necessarily being unfair to him.
I don't think they're being unfair to him.
I just don't want to keep fucking seeing the shit. And I don't necessarily want to put him on my do not listen list because it's not that I don't want to hear the music. It's like
Is it UMG
Kendrick-
or is the shit just popular?
I don't even think it's I don't think it's UMG. My beef is specifically with Spotify. Because if this nigga Kendrick, like, I listen to the same music all the time. You know what I'm saying? Prior to Not Like Us, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same type of music I listen to. Kendrick has never been, like, I've listened to Kendrick, but he's never been, like, pushed like that on my playlist.
And that's a shame.
So it's like,
He should have been.
it's like Spotify. I kind of want y'all to stop because I don't care about this beef shit. Like,
Here's how I feel about the lawsuit. If Drake feels like they're doing that for Kendrick, it's because they've done it for Drake. And if you have received the benefit of this thing, you cannot go up against it later. That's my issue.
I do feel like he maybe shouldn't have gone up against it because he has benefited.
You know, allegations aside, was heinous.
I feel like my only rebuttal to that is, hey, y'all niggas should have thought about it first. But
Drum did think of it first.
no, I'm
By
talking
going, I like the cha-cha.
No, I'm talking about like
Hey.
suing, like, you know what I'm saying. But
that,
I feel
that
like
was some. I feel like it proved the point.
what point?
I don't know no nigga who would do that.
Yeah, well.
You know, I've never seen
and
anything get the lawyers involved in the rap beef.
And this is where my bias comes in because I do feel like, you know, it could be anybody else, and I would be like, hey.
But really think about like the embarrassment that other people have really gone through in rap beefs.
Because of Drake?
No, just in general, like when Ether came out, when Sheether came out, when fucking Eminem dropped that Mariah Carey diss track. There's been a lot of beefs, and no one's ever said, you know what? I'm calling the law. I'm calling the law because I'm losing.
Hey.
He just got so used to winning. This is the same man who on his album said, I'd probably self-destruct if I ever lose, but I never do. He is self-destructing.
I don't disagree with that.
That's what the fuck you get. That's
do.
what you get. And you know what? And I think it was real ableist that you threatened to sue them people if they didn't get you out that wheelchair as well. And that's why everybody else is coming out. I said when this started, ain't nobody coming to that man's defense because nobody wants to defend him.
Well,
We still waiting. And who the fuck won the BBL Drizzy competition?
yeah, I don't know.
I don't think anybody got a beat.
I literally don't care about none of that. None of the beef shit. I don't, because I do feel like you said, he's benefited from this shit for so long. I just feel like, and now for people to be like jumping on him or like, it just, I don't know. It just feels a lot like, people just following like what's popular. That's just how I feel about it.
Yeah. But sometimes when people are
And
getting
I'm not
dogpiled,
saying Drake,
it's not because they're not wrong.
Right. I was just about to say, I'm not saying Drake has never been wrong, but I don't feel like I don't hate him. You know what I'm saying? I don't really feel as strongly about him like other people do, as far as like, oh, I hate Drake now, or I barely like, it was a lot of people saying like, oh, Drake not on my top. And it's like, okay, like, that's fine. I'm still gonna listen to Drake. I still believe that Drake is that nigga. And I just think, you know, a lot of times everybody gotta have their day where you the villain, you know what I'm saying? And this is just his time.
I'm opposed to Aubrey's Angel over here. Here's what I think. I think this is what the fuck you get. Like, you cannot keep going and picking with people and doing weird shit and causing problems and mixing shit up behind the scenes and all this, that, and the third, and never think that the chickens are going to come to roost. And my thing is, Euphoria is not what made me lose respect for Drake. Not Like Us is not what made me lose respect for Drake. Drake's behavior is what made me lose respect for Drake. And we didn't make him do that.
Yeah, but I feel like if you a person, you got the world, you on top of the world, hey, you might not know how to handle the shit.
Because when you did it with Back to Back, it was funny.
It was funny.
It's hilarious now.
I mean, I think a lot of people do feel that way. I just don't feel that way.
I don't be feeling bad for these people.
I don't feel bad for him, but I just don't agree. Like I just don't care. It's just one of those situations.
What if we never get good beefs over this again because he done called the law, got lawyers involved, people's money is fucked up. Like
I don't know. I feel like anytime somebody goes through something with a company, people be hollering sue them, and then when somebody actually does it, it's like, oh, you fed, and it's like, well,
but it's okay.
And I do feel like people, if he does win a lawsuit, which I don't think he will. But if he does win it, I mean, it's gonna be a precedent for like artists like behind him. Like,
I just feel like artists get pushed on us all the time.
I do feel like that, but I don't feel like that. Like
specifically, "Beautiful" by Miguel and Mariah Carey.
I don't know that song at all.
Yeah. Thank God for you. Because when I was in high school specifically, that's when I had to say, there's someone sitting in an office who received a check. Because no matter Pandora, the fucking radio, and it was literally a song of Mariah Carey and Miguel, and it's like, you're beautiful. Good Lord, you're fucking beautiful.
I've never heard that.
And I can't pretend that doesn't mean a thing to me. The point is that song was pushed on me. And I wasn't the biggest fan then, and I'm not a fan now. And I had no choice in whether or not I wanted to see the fucking music video everywhere, the song put on every Pandora playlist, including Tupac Do for Love radio.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like Mariah Carey being pushed on us every year. It is what it is. But
you think she's being pushed on us?
I mean,
Michael Bublé ain't being pushed on us enough.
I don't know if it's necessarily being put. It's like a part of. It just is what it is. Like it's just a part of Christmas. So I mean, kinda, yeah. It's like they want you to hear this song every year, all throughout Christmas season. Like I do feel like it's kind of, you know what I'm saying, promoted heavily.
The remix with Justin Bieber flopped.
Yeah, because I don't even know what you're talking about.
He's on the remix of All I Want for Christmas Is You.
But I don't think they was pushing that, really.
Maybe they were just pushing Mariah on me.
Maybe.
The point is, I understand not liking something getting pushed on you, but they be pushing these fucking people. Damn, we didn't even get nowhere. Where the fuck are we in there?
We on, we can start lyrics and lessons now.
Good Lord.
But yeah, that's just.
I gotta get my Vyvanse refilled. Spotify, you're bothering my friend.
But what's new?
What is new? Maybe you should get Apple Music.
I try Apple. It's not enough to make me like leave Spotify. I need to be wild.
There's nothing that's enough to make this woman leave Spotify. Myself included for the past like 5 years.
Yeah, I have to be wild. They haven't wowed me.
You know what? Whatever. Lyrics and lessons. Do you have any guess for my lyric?
T Grizzly?
No. I got my body, mind, and soul connected. What I got is manifested. I don't even have to try. When you see me, know I'm in my bag.
That's Flo.
That is Flo featuring Glorilla. It's called In My Bag.
That's my shit.
And I feel like you be saying something to me, and I don't really remember what we be talking about right now. But you're like, I just think that you're very aligned, so you don't notice whatever the thing is happening. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah. I just feel very...
You be in your bag.
Yeah, and I be manifesting shit, and it just be working out. And like,
Yeah, and that's how it should be. You know what I'm saying? Like everything always working out.
Yeah. And I don't really come out the house much. So if you do see me, know I'm in my bag.
That was good. I like that song. Glow and flow, or flow and glow. But yeah. Anyway, my lyric is: first of all, I ain't never duck shit. I'm out the way because I'm trying to get rich. On B, you niggas making me sick. Why the fuck is you willing to die about a bitch?
Is it YG?
It is Baby Chief Do It. It's called The Viper.
Who brought, what's the person name?
His name is Baby Chief Do It.
Spotify brought that to you?
The Viper.
Ah.
I think I went looking for it, I believe.
Baby Chief Do It.
Like, I was just listening to, like, because they have this playlist called Discover, where it's just random artists. And so I was just listening to some music
They
out
need
there.
to put us on some shit, man.
Who?
Spotify. Everybody podcast just like take the fuck off.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What do we got to do? Maybe we got to, like get promoted or something.
We're not paying $7.50.
Hey, whatever they doing to Kendrick with Kendrick shit, that's what they need to be doing to us. Push our shit, nigga. Y'all so damn pro black.
Who's Spotify?
Yeah,
They are.
that's how they acting.
Pablo said that they paying the artist pennies on the dollar over at Spotify.
Yeah, I heard it. But Spotify saying they basically pushed it back on the label, which is probably why now it kind of makes sense why Drake is probably suing UMG too, because Spotify likes to like push it back on the label. Like they're not really responsible. Like,
Damn.
so I don't know, but
There's
they
a
need
lot
to
going on.
they need to do something with our shit. The lesson behind that was don't crash out over no hodo. That's it.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Don't crash out over nobody for real. Like, 'cause they ain't gonna be out here looking like Drake.
Somebody is calling me. At this hour, I feel like it's inappropriate to call anybody. You're going to have to leave a message. Anyways, I have Let Me Stay Focused. And I want to start with, I was being attacked on the internet, as most of these stories start. Are you familiar with the song Hey Pookie?
Yeah. Hey Pookie. I almost posted that on Blue Sky the other day. Yesterday. But I didn't.
Have you seen the girl who sings that?
Mm-hmm. She's an Asian girl.
So I said, are we supporting her or not? Because y'all always tell me we not supporting this person, this, that, and the third, Miss Hey Pookie Black Teeth. And, you know, I say, okay, they said we boycotting. I fuck with the boycott. I'm boycotting. Next thing I know, she #1 on Billboard. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? I got left behind. People started commenting, and they're like, her black teeth are cultural. What the fuck that got to do with me asking, are y'all going to support this girl?
Like what? I'm confused.
So I go and find a video of her from 2 years ago, and even a year ago, where she's not talking like that, she's not dressed like that, none of that. And people are just like, it's just a song, which brings us back to anti-intellectualism, where they're not getting the point. The real point was, stop telling me we're going to boycott people if y'all not going to actually do it.
Yeah.
I'm getting left behind with that shit. But she was the example I used, and people were so quick to jump to defend her. Black women in particular. I was shocked. But once because I did this on my backup page, that was my first mistake. Nothing is curated over there. That's just unhinged bullshit. Constantly. I go on my main page, I make the same point. Thank you for the likes. I go on my main page, I make the same point. This is my audience. These are people who know exactly what the fuck I'm trying to say. And they're like, to answer your question, no, we're not supporting her. Cool. Good to know. But their point in not supporting her is we're not getting Post Maloned again. or anybody else who like comes through being like mediocre in black spaces, garner black support to then become part of like what's popular, this, that, and the third, and then they take their ball and they leave.
You don't go do K-pop.
So actually I think she's Vietnamese. But you know what? All the K-pop girlies are not Korean.
Yeah.
I learned that.
I didn't know that.
Somehow I get caught in the video. You know how like someone will respond to your tweet and be like, LOL. And then at the bottom is like a K-pop video.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about K-pop through that. Whatever the tactic is behind that works, because I know a lot more about K-pop than I should. Long story short, we got to stop doing this shit. How do we get people to stop? Like, there is no fucking cookout to invite you motherfuckers to.
Yeah.
And the weakest links who are sending out these invitations, we need to get them to stop. How do we do that?
I don't think there's any hope for those people.
But they're inviting them to our shit. Like, they're making these non-black people feel comfortable in our spaces, and sometimes even emboldened.
Cause I feel like it's been a thing forever, right? Like when you think about some of the old songs,
We used to really have solidarity.
yes, but there's been a lot of songs. There's been a lot of artists or like songs like we would hear like growing up. It'd be like old songs, and then we grow up and find out it's like a white person singing it.
Yes.
The whole time.
Now, I do have an answer for that specific scenario. Name a person who's like that.
I can't name exact names because I don't. But I can't name exact names.
Justin Timberlake, Robin Thicke, Tina Marie. But when we seen these people, right? Mm-hmm. They weren't blackfishing. You get what I'm saying? They're never, even though I don't necessarily like Justin Timberlake, you never run into Justin Timberlake and he's like dressed and talking like a black man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, not us, but according to Britney Spears, remember that one time?
I don't even want to get.
What?
She's upsetting me right now.
For real?
I want someone to look out for her because she's just like on the loose.
Oh.
But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is it with these artists now who like, it's one thing if I hear you and I think you're black. It's a different thing for you to be purposefully emulating blackness, right? Like, let's use a different example. Christina Aguilera can't help that her voice has soul. Neither can JoJo. Neither can the girl Bonfire. But they're not making a caricature of black women. These motherfuckers are. And they're singing in AAVE on purpose. And I went and I looked because people were calling me uneducated. Not one black person was involved in the writing of that song. I got a real snotty nose for fucking with you snotty hoes. Not one black person involved.
Yeah, I haven't listened to the song. I've only heard it like, scrolling social media. But I mean, we already have SZA.
Thank you.
So,
and they're also debating me. They're like, she sounds nothing like SZA.
Yeah, that was I seen like, cause when she first dropped, or I don't know, somebody posted it. I don't know, it was the Shae Room or one of them, but like, it was a lot of discourse.
Yeah.
Then, so like, a lot of people were saying like, oh, she sounds like SZA. Some people saying she doesn't. Some people saying they like the song. I mean, the song is catchy, but I do think we have to be more disciplined and like,
yes,
I don't know if that's the right word, but
yeah,
we have to be more disciplined when it comes to like not supporting people like that.
Because they're never going to let us come and do it.
All right.
They're never going to let us go over there and fuck around. So what the fuck are you trying to get at by like defending someone who's trying to come over here? And someone else made a really good point that it's still blurry for me. I will admit that I don't necessarily know how I feel about the point. However, they were like, yes, black teeth is common in Vietnamese culture, and it was like seen as like a symbol of beauty. Painting your teeth black. That woman has black grills. Whose culture is grills?
Well, I mean, I can understand that. Like, if you want to just take them off, but it is black culture. So I definitely understand your, like,
Because I'm like, if the black teeth is her shit, it's her shit. But,
But maybe, I don't know, maybe get some. But then it was
people
the
who wear
concept was,
tribal tattoos on their face and shit don't take them off. If it's just pain, you could wash it up.
Yeah,
What
right.
made you get the grills?
Right. And then I did see somebody else saying Pookie was a term that they use. Like,
Yeah, okay. And that's where it's the intellectual dishonesty. You know you're lying. Like, a couple people commented, she's mixed. She's mixed. Oh,
what?
really? Is she? Because her social media presence has been wiped from anything past January of this year. Someone else responds, so that means she's guilty? To that, I wanted to reply yes, but I didn't. But I say that to say, so when somebody's social media presence is missing like that, right? I'm going to look for what the fuck is going on. I find out that before she was going by Sailor, she was going by Sailor Goon. Sailor Goon. And her real name is Kayla. I want to say Lee, but I don't think it's Lee. It's just L and one E, right? Your last name is one of the most popular Vietnamese last names. You have a woman over here telling me that your father is black just because she wants to listen to your song and not feel bad about it. Just be honest with yourself and say, I don't care how she's impacting people like myself. I'm just going to listen to it anyways. I could at least respect that.
Right.
But like trying to rewrite history to benefit you listening to this one song is heinous.
Yeah. I mean, y'all literally can just listen to the music and not make it about, like, race or whatever. I mean, I don't know, man. It's like, I get it. I personally won't be listening to her, but I mean, shit. I don't really know. Like you said, she don't really have, like, much of a background. And even with her, like, whatever there is, like, I don't think it's necessarily, like, anything harmful from my knowledge. So
I think it was something in them tweets.
but I feel like as a celebrity, I feel like that's something you have to do at this point anyway, because even if you did something in your past, like, that shit, for one, it's probably gonna come out anyway, and for two, I just don't think it's healthy for people to be fucking searching people's old tweets and shit. Like, that shit is kind of, that shit in a way sometimes. Like, sometimes I get it, but sometimes it's like, that shit was 15 years ago, bro. Like,
There used to be a time, though, where communities checked in with one another. Hey, black folks, other black folks, are we supporting this? No, we're not. And that was the decision. But I think that people now don't want to have to feel responsible for that. I think that even if it did come out that last year she was going by Sailor Goon and calling everybody who wasn't tied down the N-word, you don't want to know, not you, obviously, but like, you don't want to know that because you want to listen to the song. And that's where we get the like, oh, brother.
but did she do that? I mean, we can't make assumptions that.
No, I said even if she was.
Oh, like, I mean,
Even if she was, people are going to say it's not that big of a deal.
I think that would definitely be a big deal. I'm
Who
hoping.
hasn't stopped though? And that's what I'm saying about you being right about
It
us
didn't
not
stop.
being serious
It didn't.
enough.
Yeah, it didn't stop Justin Bieber. I mean, niggas
Because
still
we're not standing on business.
right. Niggas still fuck with Justin Bieber, and he literally made a song like saying "one less lonely nigga," like, and like, and it's like, I mean, it was so long ago, so it was like, I don't know if that's kind of why people bypassed it, or if it was because he was a kid, or. But
Or that girl, y'all was like, oh, we love this. She was rapping Lil Baby at the wedding, remember?
who? Oh, that white girl.
Yup. Found her tweets, nigga everywhere. People still post that video.
Yeah. People just stupid, man. And it's like social media really doesn't make it easier to like be. You would think like it would make it easier for us to be united, but
They mix the classrooms.
yeah, it's just not. It's just not what it is, and I think it's kind of one of them things where like it's built like that. Like it's kind of ingrained into like social media. That's why I kind of like Blue Sky, even though I don't have high hopes, but I do like it because it's like people. It seems like majority of the people have sense up there, but like I am starting to see like some of the old shit that like I would see on Twitter. So I don't really have
High hopes.
yeah that is gonna bring us together or make us more open to like conversations and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like
I just think that right now, especially when like a month ago, y'all were saying like, if it's not Black, it's not for us. We need to focus on our own community, support and uplift our own community. For y'all to not even a month later be like, who cares? I think that at a certain point, the community is going to have to acknowledge if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, I'm not waiting to see if it quacks like a duck. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could funnel this energy into supporting Black women who make this type of music. And more importantly, if we want to give more support to SZA, that's who she sounds like.
Right.
But to spend your energy defending her when I didn't say don't listen to her. I said, what are we doing so I don't get left out in the cold?
I think people just be mad, like they be offended about shit and don't really know how to like work like unpack that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like you just say you scrolling, you see some shit, and your TikTok come up on somebody's screen who just so happened to just finish listening to that song or something, and now you done offended them because not intentionally, but they like, damn, I just listened to that song and I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't think about it like that. So now they feel like, oh, well, I gotta be defensive, or I gotta like make myself kind of feel better.
Yeah.
For, and I kind of think that just.
Whereas to me, I'd be like, oh, that's what's going on. I ain't know that, girl. Let me undownload. Like, I wouldn't have a problem saying like, oh, I didn't know that I wasn't hip. Yeah. I'm hip now. My bad. But I don't think that solidarity is that important to people.
Because I think people just pick and choose. Because, I mean, people pick and choose like what they want to be passionate about.
Because somebody asked me, and they ended up reporting the video and it got deleted, but somebody asked me, what did she do wrong? And I said, let me be as honest with you as I can. I don't know. But when I seen the comments of very upset people as a part of my community, my question then becomes, oh, wait a minute. Before I listen to or support this thing, are we not supporting it? And they're like, so you don't have an opinion. You don't have the ability to form your own opinion. And I'm like, no, I can. It's just important to me that the opinion that I form is based off of the beliefs and like what my community wants to support. And they're like, so you don't have an opinion.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I do feel like that's the thing, because people don't value community. Yeah. And I feel like if you don't value community, you're not going to understand.
And that's what they were saying. They were like, just listen to the song, and if you like it, just listen to it. And I responded to somebody, I'm like, this thinking is going to be the death of community. Like, just worry about yourself. Yeah. And what's so insane is that no other groups do that.
Yeah. There's a lot of shit that only us Black people do, and I be wondering, like, why the fuck?
I mean, it's always systemic, right? But
right. But it's just like we spent a lot of, like you said, we spent a lot of energy on shit that's like, bro, you could be literally putting that energy into something that actually matters.
One girl was
somebody who actually,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
She was like, I wish y'all cared this much about city council as you do this girl singing this song. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, she didn't.
You picked the wrong account to do that on, baby. And so people were like, you picked the wrong space to do that. And then even when I responded with like, the search bar is available to you as well. Type in Lolo Worldwide City Council. She's like, well, if you know what the other issues are, because that was the other thing. We have bigger fish to fry as a community. Mm-hmm. Well, if you are so worried about everything else, then why aren't, just do that instead of like,
Instead of just saying my bad,
yeah,
my bad. You right. You
like, oh girl, I
you
know.
got it. You know what I'm saying? Like people just want to like argue. So like
there's no sort of like, people just start with an opinion. They don't really have necessarily anything to back it up because they didn't ask community. They didn't talk to other people. They didn't see how other people felt about it. And then when it's seemingly not the best opinion, they just move the goalpost. They don't walk it back, nothing. And that's what I think bothers me.
yeah. I think
Because if everybody said, yeah, no, I don't see a problem with her. I think she's cool. Okay. Well, then perhaps I'm seeing something that's not there. And I should give this girl a chance.
Yeah, I think sometimes people don't see, and this is like me talking about the opposing view, but like sometimes people don't see how something is detrimental to them and their community, and it's just like, I mean, it shouldn't be that hard to like comprehend when people are literally pointing it out for you, but
that's where you get to, it's not that deep, right? Because if I responded, you know why this is detrimental? Because Black people got pushed out of rock and roll. We invented it and got pushed the fuck out of it. That could realistically happen.
rock and roll, jazz, everything.
So if we support all of these non-Black R&B girlies and they become like the most popular R&B artists, they then become the decision makers. And when they choose who to support or invest in or feature with, and they don't choose people who look like us, they choose people who they are more closely aligned with, what happens to the Black women in R&B? That would be absurd. I would be taking it too fucking far.
No, I think I feel like that's very simple to understand. You know what I'm saying? If you can't understand that, then
People literally commented, oh, brother. I didn't make that point because I felt like at this point we've realized that like we're in a mixed classroom. But
all right.
That's the reality of the situation.
And that's, yeah, I don't know, man. Our community is like, it's such a love-hate situation. Well, not really hate, but like hate, because like a lot of people, it's just a lot of negativity, you know what I'm saying? Instead of like just understanding and listening to the people in your community. Like,
which, like, to be honest, at the core of what I was doing, that was my intention. Hey, fellow Black women specifically, like I didn't say hi Black women, but I said, are we going to let her get away with this again? Because I'm reading the comments that are all saying, like, I'm hearing us, I'm not seeing us, we have all of these issues, but the song is still trending.
yeah.
And people are just like, y'all always want to tear somebody down. I don't know that girl to want to tear her down.
Yeah. I just think it goes back to kind of like, we don't never have our own shit. We can't never have our own shit.
No, because we want to invite in whatever. So I guess we've come to, we don't know how to get people to stop inviting people to the cookout, but we do think that the invite should stop.
Yeah. Like, I desperately want y'all to stop, honestly. Because for
like,
real,
I'm about to not go.
I don't even like care to hear. I don't really care to hear, like, I know pop is a thing and pop is cool. Pop is what it's going to be. That's, you know, and I do feel like, I mean, you can't really box all white people into pop or rock, but like, they can have their own shit, but like, don't take our shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come up with your own, you want to be innovative or something. Like, I understand being creative, or, you know, like, because when I think about these artists who do Blackfish or whatever, it's just like, I see it from the art perspective. Like, I want to be creative. I want to dabble and do new things. I want to, you know, but at the same time, you have to understand what it is you're putting out there and what you're asking for. And like, you have to understand it might not be received well. Like,
yeah, and and I don't want to take us over time. I don't know we're right on time, but there's people who like that is their passion. Like, as weird as he was at the 2014 Lost Media BET Awards, Robin Thicke has always made R&B. You can tell that is his passion. If a Robin Thicke project came out right now, it would be R&B. Even Blurred Lines, which was considered a pop song, the production on there was Pharrell. The featured artist was T.I. You get what I'm saying? So you can tell when it's genuine.
Right.
And if you don't have the discernment to tell what is and isn't disingenuine, then you just need to swear off of it as a whole. And I'm not trying to be funny, but this is the type of shit where if you can't put your hand down and say, you know what, I think this is really what this girl is about, then what the hell are we giving her one of our spaces for?
Yeah.
And for me to only have so much existing media of her, and I get up there, and 2 years ago, she's doing EDM club music DJing. And a year ago, what the fuck are y'all getting at?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like it's very calculated
They're
on her
more upset with me saying something
on her
than,
part.
like, and then you wonder how we keep getting duped.
We be getting duped a lot when it comes to a lot of shit. So I don't know, man. I think it could be a start for, like, you know, for us to, like, be united on a decision. Like, yeah, we're canceling this person, or we're not, you know, supporting this person.
But even if, like, it doesn't even have to be canceled. It doesn't have to be you're a bad person. It doesn't have to be any of that shit. It just could be I'm prioritizing the space on my phone, the space in my life, the things that I listen to. I'm prioritizing black women in this space, or even black men. That doesn't have to be, because if they were trying, like, if that is detrimental to their plan, that means that they were trying to use a black audience.
Yeah. The other shit wasn't working for her, so yeah, she felt like she had to do something probably like controversial or sound black, you know, to push her shit, because obviously the other shit wasn't working.
Whatever. I mean, maybe I should just shut the fuck up. It's not that deep.
I mean,
I do not think, therefore I do not am.
if it's deep to you, shit, speak on it. That's why I stopped telling people it's not that deep. I used to be like, oh, this shit not that deep, but hey, that shit might actually be that deep. So
We're in scary times.
Yeah. So next we have advice from Umar, where we take a no context quote and turn it into valuable life advice.
Everybody can be a revolutionary when you're poor. Everybody black and proud when you're broke. Everybody want to change things when they homeless. But what about when you get a nice house and a nice car and a nice income? Are you still that committed? That's the question.
Yeah, so the advice I got from that is, remember that you might not know what you'll do in a situation until you get into that situation.
Yeah.
And some people are who they think they are.
Like us.
Yes. I think
Except
people,
for you're not everyone's girlfriend. Just to bring the episode full circle.
well,
Y'all
yeah, I
think
never
this
said
is your girlfriend.
Yeah, I never said
You're
I thought
not her girlfriend.
Yeah. Let's be clear on that. But I think, you know, a lot of times people just want to have some shit to say, as far as, like, you know, well, I would have did this, I would have did that. And I feel like sometimes you may know what you would do in a situation.
But not everybody's self-aware enough.
Yeah, but not everybody's going to be like that. Not everybody's going to do the same shit that they said they was going to do when they do finally come in that situation. Like,
And even if you do know what you're going to do in a situation, that's not what you only know what you would do.
Right.
You, not everybody else.
So, yeah.
I hope you're happy.
I will just wrap this up by saying, like, I do want us to, like, be better, but I just don't have a lot of hope.
You can't psychologize all of them over there on the corner. Some of them going to sleep. Fuck good.
Yeah.
And it don't mean you gotta die, but you can be labeled a coon. And don't forget, we're also the coon detectors. I have a hat on too.
Me too. I'm just putting my little.
And we're gonna detect your ass. I'm gonna put a set of magnifying glasses up here that we can hold up to the camera when we're detecting a coon.
Yeah, like y'all listen to Pookie or whatever her name is. Is that her name?
Sailor now, formerly Sailor Goon, with a G.
Yeah, I don't know that girl.
That don't sit right on the palette for me, but you know, everybody draws their line differently. This has been another episode of Let Me Stay Focused, the podcast. Don't be a hating ass, cooning ass, delusional, think Shae is your girlfriend ass bitch during the break. And we will see you next week. Bye. Peace. Another episode of Let Me Stay Focused. Don't be a hating ass bitch during the break.
Peace.
Bye.